Hello everyone, how are we doing? Welcome back. It feels like this is going to be a pretty interesting video because I have no plan, no rhyme or reason. I just wanted to catch up, see how you're doing, and just fill you in on where I'm at, what's been happening for me, and what I've been working on at the moment. So, as you know, I have not been uploading as regularly, and I definitely feel that there has been a very organic shift in terms of the work I am now doing as a business coach for freelance creatives. So, to give a little bit of context, I have worked in the industry as a professional makeup artist for 16 plus years. And even before COVID happened, I think even before COVID, I was definitely getting to a place where I was like, I'm not feeling the fulfillment. There was definitely this big gap of, I feel like there's more. And I don't know what that looks like, but I'm exploring it. And if I look back throughout all the things I've done to this point, there's always been a feeling of when I saw other creatives launching brands, whether that was makeup, brushes, whatever, I always felt like that wasn't going to be where I went as an artist. I always felt like there was something else and I didn't know what it was. And going back to the context, before COVID, I'd really been exploring like education for a long time. And I think mentorship was something that I just found such a sense of, oh my gosh, this is it. This is exactly where I'm meant to be. This is what lights me up. I don't know where this could go, but I need to explore it. And there's been hints of that. So even if you think about back to my early subscribers who are here, my very, very first course was called All About That Base. Shout out to anyone who has that. There was definitely a feeling of like, I want something I own. I want to make something that's mine, that isn't owned by a huge company, that isn't owned by an agent, that isn't owned by, excuse me, someone else. I wanted ownership and I wanted to find that fulfillment, that like missing piece, if you like. And I'm incredibly grateful for the career I've had as a makeup artist. And my belief is really that if I never pick up another brush again, I'll always be an artist. That doesn't go away. But I also feel incredibly creative as a business owner. And obviously COVID did happen. And when COVID did happen, what had began as mentorship and me exploring that turned into finding the coaching world. And getting coached myself had a huge impact on me, a massive, massive impact on changing what I wanted, how I felt, checking in with me, what I believe was available to me, and how it was meant to look. It's probably gonna be a lot of air quotes inside this video. And I feel like I couldn't ignore that. So the work I have been doing pretty much for the past like year and a half, the evolution of moving away from doing makeup full time has felt so organic, in a place where I was like, I'm turning down clients. I'm saying no to a lot of stuff because I want to be all in on this business. And I don't even think of it as a business. I think of it as a movement. Like, a big part of the work I'm trying to do is remove the starving artist mentality around creatives, especially creative freelancers, and help them create something they own, help them understand how to get booked, become in demand from everything I've done myself and everything I've seen, how I don't want it to be, and what I know to be available in a place that doesn't come from it being hustly or busyness and the emphasis on being busy and who you're working with, but a place of freedom, fulfillment, and flexibility. Like, they've been my three drivers, okay? And obviously, as we came out of COVID, it became more and more clear to me that I was like, I don't miss where I was. So to be clear, I love makeup. If anything, I've fallen even more back in love with makeup and style, as I've not had to do it for my job anymore. I can't remember what that line is. That's that like Billie Eilish quote where she's like, I get paid to do something I used to love. And there was that feeling. There was that feeling of, I used to love it and I love makeup. I feel so grateful for the experiences I've had. And if I suddenly wanted to do it again in a year's time, great. But I have to honor where I've been at, where I am at, and where I'm going. And there's such a sense of peace around choosing that and honoring it and exploring it. Some of you who watch this may already be following me. I have another account now called Freelance with Freedom, which is predominantly my coaching brand, my Instagram, that has just turned into this epic movement. Like that's what it feels like. It feels like I'm able to create impact, to help other creatives be both an artist and a business owner, because for the longest time they were things that didn't go together. So this video isn't like, it's not an I mean, I guess it is an explanation, but it's more that feeling of like, this is where I'm at, this is where I've been. And I feel like I'm loving making content, especially on Instagram over my normal Hair Makes Up account, more than I ever have, because I just get to play. Like it literally feels like a digital playground for me now. And even what's been interesting is I've been able to like unpack what I want and how I want my life to look moving forward. There's definitely been a sense of like, it is a digital playground, and that's how I feel. And getting out of bed each day, working on the impact I want to create with Freelance for Freedom, it's such a no-brainer. Such a no-brainer. And in terms of this YouTube channel, like I think it will always be there. I feel like I love this community so much that I don't feel like it's an official end or a hiatus. I don't really believe in that. I think I'm a creator first and foremost. I'm an artist. So I need a place to explore, to play. And that's what I really value this space for, as well as my Instagram. All to say that my motivation, my energy is primarily focused on what I want to do with Freelance for Freedom, which really is make a huge shift in the industry and change the way creative freelancers think. And that involves both strategy and mindset, the work I do as a coach. And, you know, a year and a half in, like seeing the results my clients are getting, it's blowing my mind. And it's so exciting getting to watch them then kind of carry the torch for this message of how we get to be paid our worth. We get to say no, we get to have boundaries, we get to want more, and we get to create assets we own. We get to have intellectual property over something that's ours. And it just lights me up. It lights me up watching people step out of this place of self-doubt and this fear of failure into one of liberation and one of, I want to do this, so therefore I'm going to try. I'm going to try. And have their own back, whatever the consequences, knowing that it is available to them. So I feel like this rhetoric of like changing the way we look at failure, so that failure isn't actually a bad thing. It's like a when, not an if, so we can remove the fear around it. It's been a big part of behind the work I do. And in terms of the blog, I think it's still there. It may not be, but again, it's really been one of those things I've just allowed it to be without having to let it mean anything. So my reason for coming on here is just say, yes, I am working full time as a business and mindset coach for creative freelancers. And I love it. I really feel like I found my version of freedom. And I just wanted to say thank you for always like watching videos and commenting. And I do love this community. And I don't think this is like an it's over or a goodbye. It's really just a, let's see what happens. Like that's what it feels like. The energy is very much like, let's see where this goes. Because I feel so creative in my business that my needs as an artist are being met. And one of the things I try and teach my clients is like, I think within all of us, there's like an artist and a CEO, and both have needs. They both need to be nurtured. And both of mine are really nurtured at the minute, and it feels so good. You know, and there was a point when I look back, especially like most of us, I'm sure COVID did all give us some chance to really reflect and pause. And I think that was huge for me to be like, I always wanted to travel. Like that was in all my vision boards. And then I realized I've done all this traveling, but I haven't seen anything. Like it's always been for work. It's always been a red eye flight or come back or very at the beck and call of clients. You know, there wasn't this autonomy that I feel I have now. There wasn't that freedom to be like, no, I just want to go to Paris because I want to go to Paris and stay 4 days. And that realization of like, no, I want to travel and I want to be able to take my laptop with me, create when I want to create, when I feel inspired. And I think that's something I love about YouTube and Instagram is you all know I'm not the most consistent creator, but I also don't believe in creating for the sake of creating. Like for me, I really love coming on and saying hi and chatting with you when I'm like, hey, I have something to say. Or if I feel inspired to do makeup, or if I feel inspired to talk about style, that's freedom. Like just being able to just do it. And it's not about views, it's not about likes. it's like, no, it's primarily for me. And I think so many creators, where they lose their love of this is when it becomes about just getting those likes, just people pleasing, but being like, where am I in my flow state? So this is gonna be a very, very rambly video, but I just wanted to say that is where I'm at. I am full-time business coaching. We filled up spots for our one-on-one very, very quickly. We have a group program that will be relaunching later in the year, and all the information about my coaching is just at www.harriethadfield.com. So if you have anything you want to see there, we have free trainings available as well. So much good stuff there, head there. But makeup is always going to be something that I'm drawn to. Like, I love that self-expression. And it's so funny, I think even my own ideas around what business was meant to look like, and letting go of this idea of, oh, it's a 9 to 5 where you're in an office and you have a boss. It's like understanding what it's like to truly be your own boss. I can't tell you how liberating that is. And I honestly think I'm like I'm the boss of me, but I'm the best boss ever. And that's something I love showing my clients how to be. It's like, let me show you how to love your boss, AKA you, so you can tell people I have the best boss in the world. And you may have seen, like, on Harry Makes Up Instagram, I've been doing these like solo CEO trips and trying to decide, like, how do I want to feel in my business? Like, how do I want to feel? Do I want to feel free? Like, what does that look like? And making decisions from a place of what would feel good? How do I want it to look, knowing that I can't get it wrong? So it's really exciting. It's really exciting. And this video was something that I've contemplated making a few times, but I was like, no, there's nothing I need to explain. And this isn't, I guess in a way it's an explanation. It's more just like that catch up of like, here's where I'm at. And just to say, there probably will still be makeup things here and there. There may be some style stuff. I mean, the biggest thing that for me came out of COVID as well was really embracing my body. And I think a proper rediscovery of like, if I accept who I am and choose to love it, oh, like there's so much possibility in that. And enjoying clothes in a way of, even if no one sees me, I don't have to save anything for best. Like things that make me feel amazing, I can wear right now. So there has been a lot of mindset shifts for me. There have been a lot of life changes, but all exciting. And just to say that, I feel like if there's one thing I've realized I've done without realizing it, it has been building something. And those started with like small ripples. So even way back when you first saw me on YouTube, I always knew I wanted to create something. I just never knew what. And it's just funny how, I guess if there's like a takeaway from this, it's like, trust the process. Trust the process. Like wherever you're at now, there's a reason you're here. And it doesn't really matter where you'll end up, because even then, more will be revealed. And there is this feeling of just like staying open to like what you want. And the biggest question that terrified me for a long time was like, what do you want? Like I was really scared of that question. And yet answering it truthfully and honestly has been such a relief and a release. It's like two-part. There is a feeling of, yeah, I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. I'm doing exactly what I want. It's not easier, but the fulfillment and the sense of ownership again, of even my choice of being like, yeah, this is what I want to do, feels so, so good. But I just wanted to say, again, I don't know what this will be or what's coming, but I'm really, really excited for what is coming. And I'm saying out loud that there is no pressure on this space. This is literally my digital playground. When I want to create, I will. And thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for coming along for the ride. And I'm just really genuinely excited to see where it goes. So with this channel, I might sometimes talk about business and artistry. Sometimes I may talk about style. Sometimes I may talk about makeup. But it's going to come from a place of, how do I want to show up? What would feel authentic to me? What would feel good? It's been crazy exciting. And watching the business I've built in terms of this coaching business, for me, it's the impact. The impact has always been the number one thing that provided the fulfillment I think I've been craving for so long. The feeling of being able to change a narrative that I heard in school, that I heard growing up, that I've seen creative colleagues face, of having to justify your job because you're a creative and always work for free. Like, there's big things I want to change. There's a lot of big things I want to change in this industry, and it's baby steps. I'm not in a rush to do it. I don't have anything to prove, but I'm excited and I'm hungry for that. I'm hungry for what comes with that. And it's a big part of the work I do. So yeah, just wanted to say hello. I hope you're really, really well. And if you're looking for a sign to follow your gut, to tune into your flow state, to what you really want, start by asking yourself, what do I really want? Start with that question. And if you're interested in learning more about my coaching, you can head, like I said, to harriethadfield.com. All my details are there. And come join us at Freelance with Freedom. If you're a creative freelancer, I would love nothing more than to support you. So come to my Instagram account there. So thank you so much for watching. A rambly one, I know. And yeah, just sending huge amounts of love to everyone. A huge thank you as always for supporting me and coming along for the ride. That's literally what this feels like. And I'm enjoying it. I'm really here for it. So thank you again. And I'll leave you with the question. What do you want? If there's anything I want you to take away from this video, it's start there. What do you actually want? Irrelevant of how you think you're going to get it or how it's meant to look or what's available to you. Can you be honest with what do you actually want? That's a good place to end this video. Have a wonderful week and I'll see you soon.